Arabs, well, it would be marvelous if they'd all just disappear, wouldn't it? Imagine, we wake up one morning, have a nice cup of tea, over to the newsroom, what do you know? They've all disappeared. Wiped off the face of the earth, all 100 million of them, gone. No blood, no mess, nothing but empty camels, full oil wells, and a very faint odour of the angel of the Lord with eeling in his wings. Well, this time the Lord has really done things properly. No messing about with just the firstborn this time. This time it is the whole bloody lot, 1-2. Jehovah's the one, we'd say, wouldn't we? He's the lad, all right. Just a striker we were looking for to give us some much-needed punch in a 6-yard box. Deadly finish of old Jehovah, wouldn't you say, Brian? When it comes to final solutions, there are no final solutions quite like the Lord's. Bang, that's it. Frankly, Brian, I'm not the man to gloat, but where is your much fancied Allah now? When the old maestro has silenced his critics, his team has won 3 big ones in a row. I'd say Zion was definitely theirs to keep after a performance like this, wouldn't you? I once read an essay by Bertrand Russell in which he said this. He said that if we could be certain that eternal bliss could be obtained for all mankind by exterminating the Jews, then there could be no reason for not exterminating them. Oh, forget the Race Relations Act. If we had solid guarantees, signed by the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, then what objection could there possibly be to a spot of paradise producing genocide? Well, I'll tell you something. Russell was wrong. Suppose the Lord, robed in majesty with seraphim and cherubim continually calling on either side, were to address the world in person, simultaneously on BBC One, BBC Two, and ITV, and solemnly swear that all would be forever well. The lion would lie down with the lamb, Jew with the Arab, black with the white. In fact, everybody would lie down with everybody, provided. Because there always has to be a provided, doesn't there? Provided that all left-handed midgets, no Jews, nobody of our persuasion, just a few left-handed midgets were consigned to quick-acting, all-consuming, they won't feel a thing, North Sea gas ovens. What would you think? Fair enough, hmm? Good bargain? Done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the bad news. Nobody's made us the offer, no. The bad news is that even if the Lord, and we know that he is still a figure that commands widespread respect, even if he promised us all of that and a 4th channel of nothing but good news, there would not only be no need, there would not be the slightest justification for handing over the ugliest, the dreariest, the most untelegenic left-handed midget in the world. Man is more moral than God. More moral than any God I have yet to read about in the brochures anyway. Allah, Jehovah, the Trinity, I wouldn't trust them an inch. Not any of them. Would you?
Before disagreeing with our speaker, I'd like to apologize to him. There are so few people here tonight. Unfortunately, there was a mix-up at the printers, and the announcement of tonight's meeting failed to appear in the last edition of In the Society's journal. In consequence...
Oh, it's always happening. For me, 7's a crowd.
Young man, I want to tell you something. Can I tell you something?
What else am I here for?
Because, you will forgive me if I say so, I think you are pretty typical of young people today going around and telling people what they ought to think.
Oh, not what they ought to think, that they ought to think.
Because I will tell you what I think. I think we ought to make it clear to the Arabs. I think we ought to make it clear to them.
We, you and me.
Israel is there for good. That's the fact of life. They will have to get used to it.
Or?
Because, can I ask you a simple question?
Those are always the difficult ones. But
do you seriously think it couldn't happen again?
it?
The Holocaust. Do you seriously think it couldn't happen again? Without Israel?
Or with it?
Oh, you talked about Auschwitz. I know about Auschwitz.
Israel was bought and paid for with the blood of 6 million martyrs.
Maybe that wasn't what the Arabs wanted for it.
Why do you think the Jews should be the only people without a homeland?
Do I think that? On the other hand,
Mrs. Hirsch.
Mrs. Hirsch, where is the homeland of the gypsies?
The gypsies?
What did their blood buy and pay for?
Gypsies? What's gypsies got to do with this?
3 million gypsies also died in concentration camps.
Gypsies had no historic homeland.
Ah, that must be where they made their big mistake.
The gypsies? But what culture have the gypsies got?
Well, no culture. Oh, well, to hell with them.
Mr. Speaker, may I ask you something? Because can you give me the names of 10 famous gypsies?
I beg your pardon?
10 famous gypsies.